Кажется, достаточно музыки. Всем привет, господа, всем здравствуйте, с вами Скэт, мы сегодня с вами Genshin Impact, доброго времени суток. Поехали, почитаем диалоги. Ей, диалоги, 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 как же без них? Это же диалоги, ей. Доброго времени суток. Пук-пук-пук-пук-пук-пук-пук. Пук-пук-пук-пук-пук. Пук-пук-пук-пук. Диалогусы. Привет, мистер Аленсар. Как мне перебор по смоле. The смола. Куда же ее деть? It's too much of смола. Ну что, мистер Аленсар, может сольем смолу? Для начала. Вот это я понимаю. That's the spirit. Будоньк, будубигень. Что мне там по слотам под артефакты? 1099. О, отлично. Еще есть местечко. Пепа, пепа, попа, пибу, папи, боби, киш, бале. Пом-пам-пум-пи-пу-пи-пем-па-пи-бу-ба-би-бо-ба-лемба. Сгубидо, о, мистер Хитерано. Алло. Пук, пук. Так, чем мы там, чем? Чпук. И чпук. А не муж Боба. Вот думаю, с чем еще, кроме молотого имбиря, можно миксовать сгущенку? Ни с чем, Хитаран, ты проводишь химические рецепты. Их рецепты, реакции. Ни с чем не надо миксовать сгущенку. Вау, началось опять. Перекину. Ну и чё? И чё? Тебе придется подождать.
Here we go.
Swollen Fury, that's me. Search for it.
Brace yourselves. Think you can get away?
The wind rises. It's showtime!
Here we go.
Ну и чё мы хотим? Я киса такая. Миксовано это весело, кетчу с мазиком, лук с капустой, гуца с рыбой. Ты превращаешь все в салаты.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
Oh, coming through! Let's roll! You dare to gaze upon me?
Let's play. Think you can get away?
Solidify!
Как Маски думает, как зипкистская коса. Тубидо бабубен. Жгамбалис и жгален. Кто бибон бабулен. Биген бабубаден. Баби киш бабубален. Пик-пик, пупа-пупок, бибу-бек, бабу-бабок.
Here we go.
Squall and Fury. Quake. Who wants some of this? Know your place.
Time for takeoff. Let's play.
The wind rises. Let's roll.
Think you can get away? Here we go.
Да, это переборщу, конечно.
Can't catch me.
Бубильбон, бабубан, жбабульген, возможно, жбан. Бубакбек, бубабилек. Это бубики, бабубабек.
Squall and Fury. Quit following me.
Let's play.
Behold, check.
Time for takeoff.
It's showtime. You dare to gaze upon me?
Джейсон, hello.
Here we go.
Order guide you. Crumble. The wind rises. Attaboy.
Бубак-пук, пупапи-пук, пупик-пук, пупапи-пек, бабик-бок, бабубалек. Это попики-пупапек. Таби-дуби-дуби-дуба-буба-буба. Буби-буби-кибек. Словно чей-то жгалет, бабулек.
Yahoo!
Давай, огонь дай, огонь дай.
Let's roll.
Think
Ну,
you
вода
can get
пойдет
away?
тоже.
Squall and Fury. Know your place.
Here we go.
Behold.
That's it. You've got it. Ну чё, смолу надо конвертнуть в смолу. Сделать делики и погнать читать квесты. Но если Ленса хочешь, конечно, можем еще смолу потратить. Смола еще есть еще смола. 4 штуки смолы сейчас будет. Что думает Ленса по поводу еще 4 штук смолы? Красноречивее любых слов. Мам, что такое? Что такое? Пекуба. Такое прям мам. Пекис. Что такое? Ну, беги сюда. Убегай. Спасайся.
Welcome. How can I help you? I guess I'll host an expedition if you look into it.
Ancient alchemy, truly is fascinating.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
Fascinating.
Huh?
Ха-ха. Ох, хотел урчание кис запечатлеть. А кисы захотели моей плоти. Ха-ха-ха. Такие урчания тебе я не дам. А вот кость дам. Так. Так, хорошо. Так, что это было такое? Дорогие путешественники, вот в этом году наступает пора праздника морских фонарей. С вами грандиозный фестиваль проходит ярче и веселее. Победит подарок нам благодарность за вашу неизменную поддержку и вклад в праздник морских фонарей. А что там, снова наныли? Или что? Потому что праздник-то уже почти закончился, а подарок дают сейчас. Походу наныли. Ну, ок. Да, вроде нет, гательцах. Тогда что это они вдруг? Или такой превентивный дар, чтобы не наныли? Ну, просто зная весь их движ в этом плане.
What do you want from me?
Behold, the Prinzessin der Verurteilung.
Behold, der бабенжка ленж бабулен.
The wind rises.
Что мне подсказывает, что она на лодке, но я не уверен. А, нет, там и что-то есть. Prinzessin der Eprorreisen. Ihr Schnitzen schnuven Gamtrubin am Trottenpetschegig. Последнее слово. Как не очень хорошо начало. Так, Кис, мы что, в ГУЛАГ что ли хотим? Что началось-то?
Let the show begin.
I hear everything.
Oz, reveal thyself.
И все, один противник? Какой-то странный делик. Обычно их там, ну, типа толпа. That's weird.
Swarm Fury.
Махковку кто-то спрятал.
The wind rises.
Swarm Fury. Let's get down to business.
By royal decree.
Behold,
You're dead.
one with the forest.
Run for the forest. Один залез, два за дедушку. 3 за вождя. Делай фейри. Так-то говорит, Эль. Что он там такое говорит на английском? Может быть, что-нибудь типа Fairy Tales? Типа прям как в басне или что-нибудь типа того он говорит. Я слышу To the fairy. Сегодня какой-то день битв просто.
I'll protect you.
See?
Oz, reveal thyself.
А, да, что я делаю? Зачем еще? Бум.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. This should be fun.
Фейри, фейри. Вау. Мау. Пек, что случилось-то сегодня? Секундочку. Давай, покакай, давай.
La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Everyone is working super hard. We should be too. All this standing around is making me so sleepy.
Так. Бун-джин-бун-джон. Святилище опять бардак. Что такое? Мяу, ты снова ты вовремя. Святилище опять бардак, посуда листья. Нужно почистить от листьев, хорошо. Так, я думаю, они здесь должны валяться. Хм. Тебе точно все блестит чистотой, да, обратимся к Неха. Используй фейри, ну как раз, почистить все правильно. Тут должен квест еще появиться, но он пока... А, вот, появился. Оу! Чё, Пек, прям вот оу? Насколько оу по шкале от 1 до 10, кис?
Quit following me. Swarm Fury.
Ну, это я бы сказал троечка, кис.
Add Astro. Thank you for.
Бим-бим-бим-бум. Пум-пи-пам-пум. Чин-пун-чень. Сим-пунь-фонь. Так. Нет. Так, погоди, сгоню на террасе Юньцзин. Вы с Ганьюй договорились разделиться, поискать подсказки о женщине из рассказа Дворжака. Пришло время встретиться и поделиться результатами. It's time for поделиться результатами. How about some поделиться? Maybe результаты. It's not обязательно, but would be nice. Что с Game of Fairy? Самурай так говорят. Юзай Фэри. Так. Она опять спит. Взяли ее анимацию.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. What time is it?
Какого хрена?
You okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well?
Пайман сложи 2 плюс 2.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or Adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so
Инадзума
wonderful
называется, Зергулик.
that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death, and only came to his senses after being brought to shore. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the words to describe it, not knowing where it came from. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been an Adeptus.
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Isn't this a bit of a long shot? Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked.
Алло, я так понял по этому чуваку, в Дворчаку, что его там прадед или кто в Лиюе путешествовал, и тут с ним произошла эта ситуация. Он поэтому говорит, я уверен, что это произошло в Лиюе, судя по всем данным, что у меня есть. Что ты про Фонтейн вообще говоришь? У меня японской озвучки не понимать. Может быть, они там у них что у них было? В японской озвучке что-то у них тоже было прикольное, я забыл уже только что. Я ожил. Стик, привет. Чё, как она? Может быть, они представляли, что у нее есть крылья, может, думали, что у нее были рога. Крылья?
Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. But Paimon definitely can't imagine any of the Adepti looking like that. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Вытащил бы его руками.
Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for a while.
Как-то странно.
Once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Как мило. Ни хрена не мило. Спуки. Вытащил человека, да, за ним следить. А помощь оказывать, ну нафиг. Уж раз в бездну... Типа, и плюс, если он тонет, как чё он вдруг вырубится-то? Почему? Уж раз в бездну заглядывали на Яо-Яо на Гринделе. Да не заглядывали в бездну, Зергулик. А Яо-Яо бесплатно получил. Очень деликатно.
So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for her good deeds.
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it really awkward accepting other people's
Что и сказала
gratitude.
Паймон.
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word.
Как я и говорил.
She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just yet. If we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I can...
Sleep?
I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti
Стяж,
anymore.
привет.
If there's anything we want to know about them, she's the best person to ask.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this time, right?
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case. However,
Тебя что-то беспокоит?
Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time that the moment she has someone to chat with, she just... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be having second thoughts. Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Состояние в по-любому не 30 FPS, а борьба концентрации. Да, понимаю.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but she's made up her mind now. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her again this year, we should pipe up and change the topic. Wait, did she leave already? Hey, Ganyu, wait up!
The wind rises.
Раньше были эти статуи лягух?
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
Может, у нее дела?
True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling?
Господи, тут надо приключения, Паймон.
Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Телепорт?
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning.
Немножко наивненько, но ладно.
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue.
Почему бы тебе самой не попробовать так, если ты так уверена в этом?
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would sink like a rock.
Думаю, можно попробовать.
Just trust Paimon. The water's pretty deep over there. Quick, swim to the very center.
Паймон, жопа.
Squall Fury.
Каменный стул.
Help! Help! Someone's drowning. If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us. Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
Oh, no! А стремительно нас набей, потому что не успеть понять, кто это сделал. Привет, Сяо.
How do you feel right now?
О, Шиньхэ еще. Так, кто еще сюда пришел?
Shenhe! And the conqueror of demons.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it.
Не, давай объясняй.
Okay, fine. Paimon will explain. We're looking for an adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music.
О, господи, могли бы просто экраном черным текстом. Ну ладно, ладно.
If the adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Простите, что заставил волноваться.
Glad you're okay.
Прямо ты осудишь его пол. Пуки-кики, жбобики. Love your pook pecs for today. Pook pecs.
As far as I
Уже
know,
уходишь?
the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again. in
Да,
the future.
справедливо. Нефиг сказку о волке разыгрывать.
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes, just like the wind.
Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like.
Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However...
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last?
Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler.
Неправильный перевод.
Maybe it was a gift for Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire.
Не для защиты механизма, а использовала искусство адептов для защитного механизма. То есть она создала защитный механизм.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Нет, не
During
похоже.
the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that.
Леди Ганни, великая сестренка, окей.
Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people, sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep
Просто
track
Ганю
of
не хочет,
everything.
чтобы ты церемонилась с ней. Ганю смущает, когда ее называют
Oh,
сестренкой.
is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the
Китайское
mountains?
обучение бат-сестра Иммортал, здравствуй.
Music?
Окей.
What is that?
Но перевели это по-другому.
It's a kind of a happy or
Да, объясни, что такое
relaxing
музыка.
sound, or a nerve-wracking sound, or even a terrifying one.
Короче, звуки. Сан Хон...
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks.
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
Every day.
Oh,
Неплохо.
really? Great, let's go.
Представь, английское мистер миссис. Тут леди было, Иммортал. Несостыковочка.
Rises.
Swarm Fury.
This is the place.
Я забыл, у меня персонаж новый, который надо дружбу качать. Тупанул. Так. Эта птица постаралась. Сочувствую, Пайман.
Oh, whew. Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all. Paimon heard you when you just spoke. Anyway, where is this music?
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds. Are they not the music of which you speak?
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on
Музыка
special
природы.
instruments.
And a melody is?
Ну, похоже линса, но прям один в один, конечно, я бы не сказал. Ну и как бы логично, они оба такие, типа, полуадепты, связанные с адептами, чуваки. Давай прям спой нам песенку.
Hey, don't you patronize Paimon! Let's get one thing straight. Paimon knows plenty of nursery rhymes, but Paimon does not sing on demand without payment. Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
Она слышала какую-то мелодию? Буду надеяться, что пение не привлечет к Пегуни. А, видимо, это было в ее квесте, я уже забыл. Вау.
Was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again. We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day. So that's the power of music.
Каждый раз вспоминает. Ну, учитывая, что она социофобка, логично. Точнее, не социофобка, она, ну, не очень социальна.
It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our lives squished
Ну, типа, да,
inside.
Линса, то есть она просто вспоминает единственное приятное.
Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me.
У тебя были родители?
I know some local folk songs. And a few other things come to mind too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
Звуки гавани Люи.
Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments.
Почему?
So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the
Понятно.
only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination.
Молодцом.
The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city, in that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses. But at the very least, Kuching and Shenna are your friends now, right?
Тут я понял, что Геншин пытается, как мультик детский, вставлять мораль в каждый диалог.
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples.
Thank you,
Целую друзей за
everyone.
вас.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
You are too kind.
По вкусу
I couldn't
тейст.
possibly.
Буквально, что она их съест.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time.
Сейчас, сказать, у него, говоришь, то, где мораль, то одна мораль. Это, если что, была не критика о линзах. Это я просто заметил этот факт. Я не хорошо, не плохо, просто вот так, и все.
I will save some for decoration.
А где, я говорю, где
We
мораль о
can
линзах,
feast on the
напомню?
rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist?
Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
Это Тайсон говорит, как кольцо невидности.
Get the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
А Кэцин была Disciple of Illuminated Bird? Ну, я не конкретно по Геншину вообще. Ну, я такие мотивы в сериалах давал, типа, там, Черепашках ниндзя, типа, какая мораль? Да, окей. Там потому что как будто пытаются мораль навязать все время тоже. Но в Гамбле я уже давно сдался. Гамбл просто прикольный сериал, который такой, плевать на мораль, получай концовку посреди повествования. Это нормальная тема. Это нормально пытался сказать морально. Поначалу да, Альнца. Поначалу да. Потом я уже понял, что не, этот сериал не так работает. Так, смотря, что Кэцин будут есть цветы.
Who dares refer to one not by one's adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Master.
Маста.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
There it is! The illuminated bird is landed!
Вот она, поймала.
Humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already. Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well.
Не
If you
буду
refuse
тебя
to learn
заниматься
your
твоим
lesson,
воспитанием.
one shall scold you no further.
Осветленный попугай.
One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity.
One.
Well, shall one lead the way?
Да, пожалуйста, хранитель облаков.
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
Счастливый праздник морских
If you
фонарей.
want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Типа, счастливого Дня Благодарения. Пойду туда, где нету индейки. И вообще некого поблагодарить вообще, короче. Ну, типа, праздник морских фонарей как будто бы можно праздновать только в Лиюе. Соответственно, может, мы туда все пойдете, в Лиюе? Нет, пойду в пещеру. Ну вот. Китайская фишка будет посеять этим лице, это Immortal. Тут много китайских фишек Immortal. А вы случайно не придумываете? Видел Папелькаса. Папелькас прекрасный праздник, можно где угодно его праздновать. Например, в штанах, а? Не ожидал, Ленца? Подводочку. Сейчас не ожидал, да?
Quaily Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong. But
Guanzhong.
have you ever heard of her?
Гуйджун? Нет, ну давай, дай мне кое-что известно.
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of
Пыли.
dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike.
Ты что ли? Пека-пека.
Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving for us seats around the largest stone table. Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered fellow, when it came to those collectibles he was so fond of, he always loved to show them off.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer was like.
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our proudest mechanical creations. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, one often quarreled with Sea Gazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of one's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
Ну, привет, здорово. Он использовал навыки исследования, нашел какую-то штуку. Находить тоже непросто. Потом, все изобретения твои были сделаны лично мной. Не совсем, ты основываешь на техническом прогрессе, который был придуман до тебя. Как и он использовал данные о там, древних цивилизациях или инструментах, чтобы копать, типа того. Так что, ну, короче, понятно. Высокомерие у хранителя облаков вот на уровне облаков.
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
Да.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense.
Странно звучит. Окей.
What kind of nonsense?
Типа,
No kind of nonsense.
какие... Еще, ладно, хорошо.
Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat.
Какие нелепости? Человеческие какашки на вкус как собачьи. Это лишь вершина айсберга безумия.
She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, one never felt bothered or offended. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or Lady Bird.
Lady Bird. Есть песня Lady Bird. Вообще бесит, что про Гуйджун известно нам по большей части из мирового квеста, который все проходили еще тогда, когда не вникали в лор. Ну типа да, то есть это было когда там 2 года назад? Ну, простите, я уже забыл. Вот это да. То есть количество лора в Геншине довольно огромное. И он подается разрывным, как сказать, разорвано. И сложно за этим уследить. Это правда. Без вики тут сидеть... Без пол-литра и без вики не разберешься, как бы. Ну, в этом смысле, да, есть трудности.
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, Marchosius would bring his delectable dishes to the table. Who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations?
Гоба.
At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the argument and prepare the table for a night of feasting and drinking.
Короче, бухали, у них притон тут был, ясно.
Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup?
Вообще, думаю, не очень удобно. Да, это неудобно, но это эстетически прикольно. Кстати, кубок квадратный. Прикольно же. Эстетически. Он массивный такой, типа такой. Ух, какая штука какая-то. Дед, кстати, таскает вроде как шкатулку Гуйджун, которую так и не смог разгадать. В батл анимации летает метеорит, это тоже она вроде бы. Прикольно. Думаю, не очень удобно. Думаю, я бы не возражал.
Then you are most tolerant, but that is its own virtue. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter.
Лечил на фоне. Я умираю, но очень
Each of those
медленно.
old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined together, we always had a marvelous time?
Это вас объединяло, потому что...
We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would the banquet finally come to an end.
Как я не люблю эту тему, типа, что... Ну, типа, может быть, у них это так работает, то, не знаю, что Луна обязательно синхронизирована с Солнцем. Типа, либо на Солнце, либо на небе Луна, либо Солнце. Чуваки, это астрологическое заблуждение.
Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers.
Ну, ты, конечно, можешь сказать, это другой мир, чувак. Тут у них так, да.
The glaze lilies were far more abundant back then. Entire fields of them would appear to the eye as a veritable sea of flowers.
Ложное небо. Ну,
Streetwear
да, кстати.
Rambler?
Если небо все равно ложное, так что бы его не сделать и, как бы это сказать... Чего не сделать правильным? Кто знает, как оно функционирует?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Владыка скитаний и песен? О, так это мадам Пин спасла дворжака.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but didn't we come here to find that Adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's
Вот и
story?
сложилось 2 плюс 2. Неплохо.
Or are you saying that it was Guizhong
Нет, она была древней. Это мадам Пин.
already?
Это свои законы.
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone.
But where are those who can share the memory?
One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
Когда ты последний раз видел Луну днем? Я часто вижу, когда еду из деревни, говорит Зергулик. Зергулик, с таким же успехом можно спросить, когда я последний раз видел солнце днем. Ты думаешь, я из квартиры часто выхожу? Ну, бывает. Ну, это в прошлом месяце, Зергулик. У меня сейчас окна вон зашторены. Я солнца-то не вижу.
In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's obscuro vulpus mechanism was superior.
Yay! Ho!
Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts.
А еще на красивее молодее
As
меня.
for
Я
the
надо
story
убить.
between Guizhong and Streetwood Rambler, that begins with a certain bell.
In Gui Zhang's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly until when asked Rex Lapis to intercede, he confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Gui Zhang was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetward Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetward Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device.
Изящно.
Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world.
Геншин для грустных.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Gui Zhang were born out of discussions on the discipline of mechanics.
Я был велик, но его самокат. Дед вобрал самокат. Какая досада. Теперь дед всех бесит на велодорожках. Секундочку. Так, ага, ты видишь, как ты общаешься. Какие у меня друзья? О чем ты? Если то, что я интроверт. Понимаешь, что я интроверт?
But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, her friendship with Gui Zhang was far greater than one's own. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Gui Zhang's proudest works, having the ability to both compose and perform.
Колокольчик очищения. Что-то знакомое. Только я не помню, в Геншине это было или где-то еще. Колокольчик очищения. Что-то очень знакомое. Это ритуальная штука. Как сочинять, так исполнить.
That's weird. Didn't Madam Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell?
А может быть, мы Пинг раздавали колокольчик. Я уже не помню, опять же.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot.
My foot.
That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision.
Так.
After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code?
О, господи, Пайман.
That one coming.
Could you just shut up?
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one up to? Ah, yes.
Охрень табаков, съешь ее, пожалуйста.
Now. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. After the passing of its creator, it was used on numerous occasions during rites of
А, ну вот, наверное, он колокольчик как раз и одалживал во время
Rambler did
похорон
not acquire it from Rex
Архонта
Lapis for the purpose
Земли.
of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Gui Zhang composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Gui Zhang's passing and Streetward
Похорон себя
Rambler's
тоже. Ну вот,
mourning,
да, я это и говорю.
two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition. Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Gui Zhang passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone at a mountain summit, contemplating.
Никогда я там не видел, всегда я видел в городе.
The music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once. Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that
Да, спасибо, я понял это уже
ancestor of your
10 минут назад.
friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetward Rambler.
If she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
Хранитель облаков в своем духе. Нет повода сказать, это она. Я расскажу вам историю. Все началось 3000 лет назад. Да как библиотеку-то пройти? Да пожалуйста. Нет? Когда мы закладывали первый кирпич этого города. Слышал, лор для грустных. Ну да, Линсар, ну это очень навязчиво.
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it. In response, she said, "Though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell
But
me,
where are
clever
those
tamer,
who can share the
when
melody?
the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?"
Aw, poor Madam Ping.
Он сказал бы,
I
я
just remember
могу,
being
я
taken
могу.
care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract. Although I met Gui Zhang a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
О, она ее
Gui
еще
Zhang was
запечатлела.
quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time.
Почему
The
before your time?
manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have
И
been
мы
lost to the
снова
sands of time.
свидетель истории. С ребенком. Ну, она выглядит как ребенок, потому что Линсар, уж простите.
As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetward Rambler.
Да, мы поняли.
Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Ну да.
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
Окей, а у нас тут живой дворжак ходит.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that this is just your own personal opinion?
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this.
В отличие от вас.
Those in the Mortal Mountains have lost an adeptus. The harbor of mortals has gained a wise elder. No loss can ever be undone. But there is always much that can still be gained. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flowers and discuss music with. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on. Because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
Это все правильно. Но надо говорить, типа, зачем ворошить старые раны? Идея в этом. Никто же не спаивает. Ну, вы опять на ровном месте поднимаете философские вопросы. Хорошо, хорошо. Хорошо. Ганьюй права. У меня нет другого выбора.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite. Oh, when we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
You youngsters.
Эти ваши фантазии.
Why don't you come with us?
Тоже
It's
споешь.
been a long time since you last spoke with Ping. And Leo Harbor is always decorated so beautifully.
Не-не-не, я интроверт, там такая толпа ходит. Ты
Is
что,
not every
туристы?
lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in pink could meet any day of the year.
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
Типа, каждый день очень похож на предыдущий, но в то же время отличается. Если что, спасли не дворжака, а его древнего родственника. Я знаю, Зергулик, который написал историю, которая передалась поколениями. Да, Зергулик. Если что, Зергулик, бутерброд обычно содержит в себе хлеб. Обмен потрясающими данными, Зергулик, о которых ни я, ни ты не подозревал. Ли. Юе. Почему сделать это для Ганьюй? Вы сделать для меня в качестве одолжения. Да, как за Ганьюй как-то некрасиво говорить. Да, для меня.
Very well.
Если что, у тебя в штанах.
Then one will be off. If the other old
Неплохо.
fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
Ха-ха-ха, типа конкуренция
All
опять.
right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Дождь пошел.
Once the Guili Assembly, now the Guili Plains. Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest.
Нас попытать, держитесь тут. Чего? Ничего не понял. А что это за символы? По-любому это загадка. Мега СПГС 89 уровня. чуваки такие, типа, ага, это древний язык бубель-гидбонов. Короче, на нем общались старые хиличур-кельбедесы. И сейчас там сказано что-нибудь в духе шаурма, поем шаурму. Мы разгадали тайну древних жбадунасов. О! Мадам Жбен. Таббито. Шифратор студии. Жбобики-жмобики.
Madam Ping and Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Телепорт.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said...
Собака, пойман!
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
Cause you're the one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
А Джун Ли?
Street word. Or rather, presumably,
Недолго память
you would prefer
полежалась
to be
вообще.
addressed as Ping?
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
One, Given that
Тяжело
lantern
интернет
light is
удается.
almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers.
Хорош
in the air.
увиливать от темы.
Ganyu, please continue from here.
Удобно.
Alright.
Alright.
So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life.
О, слава богу, гоню из кассовой стоимости, ну ничего себе.
Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Ah, let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter. What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it.
But where
Even
are
more
those who can
astonishing,
still remember
perhaps, is
it?
the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so
Потому
very
что
brief.
Mortal Culture is
It appears
бессмертный.
that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
Угадай.
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Что?
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
There is no harm done. After all, Lantern Right's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she was as much a hero as any other.
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me
А где
that
люди?
humans were a weak form of life that she wished to protect with her wisdom. But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change. She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence. She told us that to underestimate human potential would be to make a grave mistake. With the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an Adeptus as to learn from them.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer
Типа у нее были классные презентации.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Чайник, который она нам дала. Майонез сделал домашний. Для него нужно размешать масло и яйца. Неделю назад смешивал, получилось. Сегодня те же яйца и тоже масло. Опа, Хитаран. До свидания. Короче. Нет, Хитаран. Это ты вообще, конечно, зря. Это ты вот напрасно. Алисар, ты чё, куда глядишь-то? В чате берешь, видишь такое и сразу же пум, 20-очками ручкой, пум. Нагоняй, накидывай. Ты шо? Сидит такой, не, ну это нормально такой, я с ним согласен. Да. Так, механизм.
Of course. Guizhong and One both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
Алисар, видимо, отошел.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today, I am reminded of this.
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Я понимаю твою частоту чата. Частота. Но бесит, когда не понимаю, почему не права. Хитаран, бан на Гудгейме тебе дан не для того, чтобы ты тут же начал писать на Твиче. Бан — это бан, Хитаран. Ты не понимаешь чистоту, видимо, чата, раз пошел писать на Твиче. Так что и на Твиче я тоже тебя отстраню. На сколько? На 600 секунд. Ну, тут покороче, да, но anyway. Короче, Хитаран, ну, не надо так делать. Чё ты? И ведь даже не извинился. Просто такой, типа, ну, мне было отстойно. Она много пережила.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong who was the fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she was still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh yeah, music!
Точно!
Dying to ask. What melody that you played now? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you
Давай,
do the
наваливай на нее
chords
сразу
in the
все.
summer?
Все вопросы.
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't wish to dampen your enthusiasm,
Но?
it's been a long time since I played this zither.
Ну, так потренируйся, у тебя есть 10 минут.
Dexterity they once did. And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. I start wondering what she would think of the changes I have made to
I
her
wonder,
melody.
Жбек.
There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away.
Хорошо, Хитран. Но ты
Skybracer and Seagazer
совершаешь всю ту же
looking
ошибку.
just like they did in the old days. No matter how much time goes by, the moment that melody starts playing, it transports me right back to that time in my memory.
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Well, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't get easier with time. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that even if one wished to mourn for an eternity, it would be a nigh impossible feat.
Ну, потому что ты
Just
не
look at
бессмертный
this
сам по
potted
себе.
plant.
Начнем с
Isn't
этого.
it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed made progress.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Well, if you're sure.
Granny!
Янь Фэй, привет.
Whoa.
What's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
Насилие.
And now we've spooked Yanfei. No. Everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern...
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh,
Lantern Rite?
I just remembered that I have some work to do at High Pavilion that I need to discuss with Yanfei. I haven't been able to find a chance until now. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
Она не может тут оставаться.
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when
Да.
it comes to the art of deception.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Охо-хо! Было бы к чему
Since it's been
учиться.
so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Да, жрать хочет явно, аж по блюду сегодня говорила. Чай, конечно, неплохо, но
This was one's intention as well.
погнали бахнем там по
When you see
лепешке.
the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
Погоди, а мы личность-то раскроем твою ему, нет? Он же там охренеет.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Разрешение мы как бы не
Thank you all.
получили.
I think you've listened to enough of my nattering for one day. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time.
О, пообещала.
Goodness knows I need to practice it first.
Блин, круто! Анонсик такой.
We'll look forward to it.
Да.
When
Вот
the time
это
comes,
подача, вот это я
whether the
понимаю.
spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains. Perhaps she will look at the Liyue of today and steal a smile when she sees the prosperous land that it has become.
Вот это подача. Короче, рассказать супер историю, повязать к ней мелодию и пообещать ее потом реализовать. И потом мы, набравшись культурного ожидания, время пройдет, мы такие... Мелодия, мы такие... Она прекрасна. Ну уж, камон, с музыкой у них все хорошо. Вот. Это круто. Это круто.
Alright, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
Дворжак. Погоди.
Ping, what say you to convening more often in the future?
Конечно, да.
That would be quite wonderful. But I must say, after all this time, I've grown quite accustomed to the harbor. When we are to meet, I shall have to trouble you to make the journey to the city.
You sound just like Shenhe. The child is constantly telling one all sorts of stories from the city, as if one was partial to them.
Have you ever considered moving to the city, Cloud Retainer? There are plenty of people here to talk to. I think you would find it quite the antidote to the monotony of solitude. And if you looked around, I suspect you would find some young minds with an interest in the mechanical arts. Some of them even worth training.
We shall see.
Типа, внеси свой культурный вклад в сообщество. Че ты там сидишь там у себя в пещере? Неплохо. Отвратительно, где мои темнокожие персонажи в игре, говорит Басил Смит. Кому нужна эта ваша музыка? Я думал, геем и трансвеститом. Мы все, очевидно, являемся. Ты вот гей и трансвестит, Басил Смит? А сатанистом? Транссексуалом? Не, это высшая каста. Не все являются сатанистами, транссексуалами. До этого еще дорасти нужно. Так, поговорите с Дворжаком. Это Жак, у которого был двор. Пук-пук-пук-пук-пук.
Quit following me.
Пук-пук.
Behold!
Бобульбен, возможно, жбен. Мистер Дворжак.
Mr. Dvorak!
Дворжак.
Kuchin's here too! Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was
Тоже
looking
говорю,
for.
серьезно? Охренеть. Мы нашли его, даже не узнали, а кто.
Are you serious?
Так-то это офигеть. Подлинную историю анимажительницы. Ну, блин, это круто.
I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend?
Такой, типа, ты как бы, ну ты ж музыкант, ты гоняешь по миру в поисках вдохновения, и вот у тебя есть история, типа, вот мой дед мне рассказал, ну типа, ну ладно, сгоняю в Ливе, в любом случае, даже если я не найду, ничего страшного, я не особо-то надеюсь, посмотрю на Ливе, пару песен напишу, прикольная тема, да, такой, ядрен, это было реально, и я нашел человека, который это сделал, ну не человека, мы поняли, сущность, я могу с ним пообщаться, ну нифига себе, это как все равно, типа, я не знаю, поехал в Иерусалим в поисках вдохновления на религиозную тему и нашел там Иисуса. Такой типа, чё? Привет! Вау! Неплохо. Я просто давно не читал Геншина Твиттера, вот думал, к чему еще там прикопаться могут быть Бэсмит. Ко всему всегда можно прикопаться. Вот не знаю, это мой вопрос. Ну ладно, хотите затроллить. Ну, в общем, мы поняли, что мы троллим друг друга, поэтому все нормально, все нормально. Внезапно просто Бэсмит, внезапно. Чё вдруг ты зачем? Поехали.
That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Пупипок.
That's a really interesting first reaction. Guess that comes with having a musical mind.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
Ну, чувак, время идет.
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't age at all. But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they come.
Yep, Kuchin summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
I think... yes. I must thank her in person. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Окей, да, окей. Ждем их в бане когда-нибудь.
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best with the music festival. Paimon
Вряд ли,
has a
кстати.
sneaking
Хотя,
suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the performances from afar.
можно будет перевоплотить
Wait, are
человека.
you serious? Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous.
Сижу и кайфую от ивента, но у комьюнити же всегда будет дерьмовый Бэсмит. Не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не, не у комьюнити, у кого-то. Комьюнити, Вася Смит, точно так же сидит и кайфует от ивента, Вася Смит. Все еще жду новое Осу с Китая. Выше нос.
Okay, alright. Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak?
Дворчак.
He's already gone. Paimon wasn't even finished telling him everything. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot more to say about that now.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for bad. It can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet. And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally different time and place.
Да, в общих чертах, впрочем, есть и нечто большее. Это общее представление не самое подобное.
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure Ganyu will fill me in on all the details shortly.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on working?
Mm-hmm. Just a few things to wrap up. All the groundwork is done. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile.
Счастливо, праздник маски и фонари. Счастливой Хануки.
Happy Lantern Rite to you
И
as
тебе
well.
счастливой Хануки. Дрейдоу.
That should be everything
Иди ко мне
taken care
быстрей.
of, right? Oh, No, wait. Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Oh, it feels like it was a while ago.
Так, да, я вот вспомнить. Что мы забыли? Да, Джун Ли и его побеги бамбука.
Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, fancy bamboo shoots!
Джун Ли такой сидит, типа... не так. Сидит такой Джун Ли. Ту-ту-ту. Да, эти ребята получат от меня 1 звезду за скорость обслуживания. Ваш курьер уже в пути. Значит, уже 10-я бутылка вина тем временем. Суп из побегов бамбука. Ну, если он, конечно, никуда не торопится, тогда у нас все время мира. Пардон. Пук-пук-пук, Паймон, пук-пук-пук-пук. Паймон, говна поешь, пук-пук-пук. А думаешь, он там не остался, не сидит, нас ждет там у стола? Too slow. Swarm Бен. Чуть ли там штуки есть? Ого, я штуки нашел где-то, ну ничего себе. 16 тысяч море. The wind is baking. Time for Hutao. Кажется, у них молодежный бойс-бенд, girls-бенд. Окей. И такая, типа, Синьяо, Хутао тянет нас на дно, надо от нее избавиться. Пека-пека. Блин, кринжа. В смысле, вот это было кринжово? Да ладно, камон. Вы вообще в игру-то играли раньше? Тут, если это кринжово, тут охренеть сколько кринжа всякого, вы чё? А, это рэппинг skills было? Та-та-та-та-та-та, окей. Ну, это не худший рэппинг skills, который я видел, а для Геншина так вообще потрясающе. Вы меня пугаете! Да ладно, это уже чересчур. Да ладно! Да ладно! Серьезно? Да ладно! Да, чувак, ты чё? Серьезно? Так, идем со мной что-то не так. Тут даже сама игра говорит, что это кринжатина. Окей, это уже чересчур.
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow. We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in
Невидимые
front.
зрители.
Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Александр, подобно, знаешь, что мне вспоминается из забавного? У меня отец, он похоронный агент, к слову. Ну, он уже давненько не посещает корпоративы, но вообще у них есть корпоративы. Он, когда там бывал, он говорит, блин, у нас такие крутые корпоративы. В похоронном агентстве. Там, говорит, прям вообще движ был невероятный. Вот. Там вполне могли у них быть рэпчущие девахи тоже.
Invisible audience?
Угадай, кто.
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
How well talking. Ничего, то техасский акцент все узнают. Быстро.
Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog with sharp teeth.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before.
Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain
Нам
it
нужны
all.
гробы Хутала.
There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour, looking for acts to audition. With my words, Shinyan's chorus, and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
Идея неплохая, с одной стороны, с другой стороны ужасно. Вы же совершенно из разных трех стилей. Типа, ты пытаешься в рэпчик, Синьянь типа рокерша, а Юньзинь оперная певица. Как это можно сбалансировать? С другой стороны, иногда это получается круто, типа рок плюс классика. Ну это интересно, ладно, хорошо, это не лишено смысла. Да, только так и не иначе.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh,
Encore?
now Paimon's rhyming along. But when you say flames roaring, are you sure this'll be safe?
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Бахком.
Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Ты видел Джун Ли?
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old friends.
Вообще не палится.
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Джун Ли вообще не скрывается просто. Ну, я, короче, знаю все о древности, о древних ритуалах. Пойду-ка я с едой в горы, где тусуют адепты. Пойду навещу старых друзей. 2 плюс 2. Ну, наверное, там бродяги в пещерах живут, да, правильно?
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here.
Он на них, наверное, какой-нибудь чары наложил, забывчивости.
To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here.
Зависайте.
Especially if you're in the mood to try something new.
I can speak to that.
Что?
Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Oh, sure thing. I'm all ears.
Oh, Traveler and Paimon, I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill.
Вау, туда же адепт отправлялась. Секундочку.
When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning.
Банкет.
No excuses.
After party. Сейчас, секундочку. Холодно, холодно. Так, поехали.
You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
Опаньки. Номер 2. Давненько не виделись.
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself.
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Только они уже не свежие.
Impeccable timing.
Кладет молодые его мозговые механизмы, доколунут ВСГ приводит в действие с помощью искусства адепта.
Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism. Is that?
Да-да.
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine?
Микроволновка.
Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name.
Мне главное, когда я инсценировал смерть, вообще от всех скрывался. Тут такой, ну чё-то скучно, пойду тусить. Он, наверное, еще по городу ходит, так к нему бандит подходит, типа, эй ты, давай кошелек. А Джулин такой, тебе не нужен мой кошелек? Да, получай. И идет дальше с ножом, типа, в грудине.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey.
Да.
Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
Я попробую.
Oh, Zhongli! Huta told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses. When she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director Hu my best wishes for the performance. As for the banquet, since the Director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Консультант.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Вытаскивай из микроволновки.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
Ох, я бы сейчас супа поел. Кипящий свиной суп с бамбуком. Но мы его съесть не можем, да? Он же квестовый. Суп со свининой и бамбуком, приготовленный с помощью чуда кулинарной машинерии. Джунли так ценят блюдо. Изысканный внешний вид, богатый насыщенный аромат. Среди его ключевых ингредиентов молодые побеги бамбука, которые очень трудно достать. Их в силу множества причин их историческая ценность намного превышает ценность как кулинарных ингредиентов. Поскольку это блюдо было приготовлено адептом, оно не должно испортиться, даже если вы случайно забудете его в инвентаре. Лоу. Ты вот это называешь микроволновкой? They call that a defense. Ну или пароварка, или что у них там. Я стебу, просто типа суть в том, что она быстро готовит еду. О, фильтры.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hutao, and this is a little something called...
The Flame Lilies!
Они же огненные, ну да. губы такой.
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe.
Да, голос отстой.
Watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Хоть анимации прикольные. А, и все? Well, that sucks.
Plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Что-то ей доложили. Brains! Плохо справились с задачей. Там монстров меньше не становится. Вот и Киджать не участвовал. В смысле не участвовал? Юзи не был. Ну она же постановщик, она же не выступает, поэтому да, ее не представляют на сцене. А он типа... Как он, дирижер? Я думал, он сам играть будет.
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Shao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Shao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Ха! Честно, японская тоже примерно такая же на мой слух будет лица. Понял. Ну да, ну слабенько. Не кринж, но слабенько, просто слабенько.
Listen, there must be a Manaping!
Ах, как музыка из Короля Льва. Шучу, конечно. Приятненько, приятненько. Как думаете, такое кринжовое исполнение это запланировано или просто не заморачивались с разрабы с пашхитером? Смотри, суть в чем. Тут проблема в том, что все привязано к ролику. В ролике у вас есть конкретный тайминг, очень сжатый. И вам нужно перевести текст более-менее на другие языки. И так еще, чтобы актеры, которые до этого озвучивали реплики, внезапно почему-то должны уметь еще и петь хорошо. И они должны это спеть на других языках. Ну, то есть, в смысле, это их родной язык, естественно, ну, условно. Они должны спеть текст, переведенный на другой язык, укладываясь в тайминг, при том, что они не профессиональные певцы. Это сложно. Оно на китайском звучало примерно так же убого. Я не могу оценивать китайский, потому что, ну, простите, не могу, не знаю вообще каково. Ну что, запланировали просто не замачивать разрабы. У меня такое чувство, что в этом празднике морских фонарей они как-то подрасслабились, чем предыдущий. То есть предыдущий был прям невероятно глобальный праздник какой-то. Он миллион контента в нем было, и квестов, и всего. Тут они такие, видимо, им там все написали, типа, вы переборщили с контентом, мы просто не успеваем его проходить и так далее. Вот, они такие, окей, и, короче, бюджет на него, может, поурезали, и, в общем, получилось вот так. Ну вот. В любом случае, мне норм, не знаю, типа, ой, хочется больше, блин, камон, бесплатная игра. Ладно, тупая отмаза, я согласен. Но, ну да, пока что на фоне всех других этих штук это довольно слабенько, согласен. Вот. Запланировано кринжованное исполнение? Конечно, нет. Вообще, ну, типа, зачем? Кажется, настало время ютубовских сравнений. Хотите сравнивайте, хотите не сравнивайте, мне пофиг. Попи, кеки, кикуки, папулеки, бубуки, бобалеки, жбабуки, может, пеки, жбубуки. Настало время обеда с Хутао. Вы с Паймом направляетесь в шатер Синьюэ. Нет, не настало время. Дождитесь следующего дня, вот тогда настанет. Гонит еще нам, главное. Настало время. Ага. Подождите следующего дня. Пуп-пуп, пип-пуп, пуп-пуп, па-поп. Окей. То, что Хутао буквально за день до выступления решила поучаствовать, то, думаю, частично правда. Ну да, блин, она не певица. Синьянька, вопросов нет, играет на гитаре типа норм, там мотивы нормальные. Хутао, ну что, просто захотел энтузиазм привести. Короче, мне кажется, в жизни так и же происходит, нет? Нормально. Это можно продать, если захотеть. Знаешь, я как-то играл бесплатную стратегию, а потом после недели игры меня начали избивать ногами все, кому не лень. В стратегии, я надеюсь, хитрана, не в реальности. Потому что иначе непонятно, к чему эта история. Так, я все равно не понял, к чему эта история, хитран. После недели игры меня начали избивать ногами все, кому не лень. Дай угадаю, Травиан. Да, хитран? Вот как видишь, напоминаю, еще часик. Часов. Бесплатность. А почему не с это вообще? Ты играл мультиплеер, очевидно.
Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr. Zhongli. I have them all noted down.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli. But I never knew that you were well versed in the art of cooking, too. It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
Все собрались.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us.
Хочу мороженого.
If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few words of guidance for my practices in exorcism?
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we could start by discussing...
Он никогда не expert in the field. Ах, это... Что это?
Whoa, there's so many people here.
4 человека? Охренеть, сколько народу.
Paimon never thought we'd be meeting so many old friends. Happy Lantern Ride, everyone!
С праздником морских фонарей.
Likewise. Please take a seat.
Are you having fun?
Я узнал много нового, я расширил свои познания в музыке. Нет, я узнал много нового.
Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this.
Рэпчик.
I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever, and Yoonjin's gonna help her.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration, which in turn gave us a bit of a headache.
Ну-ка.
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Watching you eat was enough for me. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Xiangling with my share too.
Hold on, Xiangling came up with a new recipe? Let Paimon try! See?
one here knows how to encourage people. Thanks, Paimon. Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli, too. He gave me lots of useful pointers that really drove it home for me.
Камень бьет камень. О, надо добавить в еду камень. Хороший совет.
Oh, so that's what you were talking about before we arrived.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation naturally revolved around
Паймон, может, сядешь?
Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices are comparable to a melody dancing on the tongue. My suggestions were nothing more than the icing on the cake.
Oh, the two of you always deliver.
Now I'm getting embarrassed. Anyway, I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the recipe based on Mr. Zhongli's advice.
That sounds like it might become a little safer to eat.
How about I sample the dishes next time?
Speaking of eating, Paimon feels like we're missing someone.
Ну да, она хутала.
Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here. And where's Guoba?
Не Гоба, а Хонд очага попрошу.
Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept Hu Tao's invitation. As for Hu Tao...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and host you for the time being. Seems like it's almost time.
Huh? Hu Tao went to fetch someone in person? Oh, that must mean they are super important.
Да, угадаю, дух мертвых, она же общается с миром мертвых, она вызовет сюда духа этой Гуй-Джуй. Вы поняли. Было бы круто. Правда, это надо было на другую встречу. Nope.
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry into the details, could I?
Как от удара урагана.
Ta-da! We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right?
Да, она одна, с ней дух.
Good thing the conqueror of demons and I are both as swift as the wind. And whoosh, we made it just in time.
Странно, что ты за ним отправился, не Джунли. Чудеса, он пришел сюда, типа, да, в город.
Oh. I see. So the important guest is the conqueror of demons. I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Такой Джунли, типа, ой, палиться-то не надо, да, но при этом, этот неудавшийся самоубийца, неловко будет за столом сидеть. Он знает, что я Архонт, я не дал ему выпилиться, они все не знают, что я Архонт, ну, не все, но половина. Как-то, да...
The director didn't mention anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise.
Да ёк-макаёк, стул,
Gathered here with us tonight are not only young and accomplished individuals, but also the protector of Leo's peace, Adeptus Alatus. To convene here with all of you is indeed a great honor.
Типа не отмажешься, Сяо. Несколько дней назад на постоянном дворе Ванчу. Ого, флешбеки в Геншине! Ничего себе! Флешбеки в Геншине!
It's almost Lantern Rite. Yet you took all the trouble.
Предупреждает его, чтобы тот не палил.
The director has a way of making it difficult to decline.
Rex Lapis, may I ask what troubles you?
The director
Твои
asked me to buy
намерения.
sesame oil in preparation for the celebrations.
Huh. Then why would you come all the way to Wangshu Inn?
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yenchao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here's some matsutake and a portion of ham.
Для супа.
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame. I couldn't find the kind the director was looking for.
С этими двумя. Ну, в таком формате флешбеков я не припомню особо. Ну, кроме... Окей, флешбека того, чего мы не видели, я бы так сказал.
Enough with the pleasantries. Go let our guests take a seat. Everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one another to some extent. Some of us are even old acquaintances, so there's no need to be this formal. I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are pretty close, no?
Мы старые друзья, а он такой, ага, чтоб ты сдохла, тварь.
Great, you two sit together.
You should take a seat too, Director.
Oh, finally remembered me? When we arrived just now, the host at Shinue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing.
Простите, а на столе у нас что лежит? А это что? Закуски? Ладно, ладно. То есть блюдо, которое аппетитно выглядит, вкусно пахнет, сидеть понемногу переспать, ходить их переваривать.
Oh, that's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends with the Conqueror of Demons.
Да, окей, еду навалили.
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. I've always looked up to him.
Ну да, он
You
тоже
might
там
not know this,
охотник на
Paimon,
демонов,
but
все дела.
we exorcists have worked in close collaboration with the Conqueror of Demons for many generations, dispelling evil together, both in the open and from the shadows. Hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet him. Conqueror of Demons, I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet the legendary Conqueror of Demons. Changyun has brought that name up quite a few times in the past. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance of exorcists.
Ahem.
We know each other too. He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-off. I didn't think we'd have a chance to meet again. Happy Lantern Rite.
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person. I'm Xingqiu, Xiangling and Changyun's friend. The pleasure is all mine.
Whoa, everyone's getting all formal and polite all of a sudden. Paimon doesn't know what she should say anymore.
Для кого это еще один стул? Слово.
This show, mighty Conqueror of Demons, please accept Paimon's greetings too. Belated Happy Lantern Rite.
Да, один стул свободен. Ну, типа под Паймон, но при этом он сел на ее место, так что слово «цепоста» тут не подходит.
Paimon tried very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon!
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. Too much formality kills the atmosphere. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshells. Hiya.
What's your true intention then?
Пожрать вкусной еды.
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky, bidding farewell to the past and embracing the present with joy. And that is something our consultant would say. I think it deserves a standing ovation.
Стэнди, но никто не встал.
Indeed. Exceptional acting skills, Director.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year, whether traveling or guiding, cooking, helping with the family business, exorcising evil spirits, or conquering demons. And of course, our consultant, who's been helping out at the parlor every now and then. Everyone has done some pretty amazing things. As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that I'm the one most deserving of praise.
Huh? Sounds kind of self-important, but Paimon thinks it's pretty amazing that she managed to talk Xiao into coming. He rarely ever enters Liyue Harbor after all.
Да, как ей это удалось?
It wasn't as complicated as you think.
Флэшбэк, да черт подери. Не так давно снова постоянно даем. Ну ладно, ладно, применили один раз, естественно, применят еще раз.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss lady.
Владельцы.
It's not boss lady, just boss.
Да.
And there she goes.
Big boss.
What a lively girl.
Conqueror of Demons, Adeptus Xiao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn. Hero of Dihua Marsh.
Кто взывает ко мне?
Quiet. Do not disturb the peace.
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would you?
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Is there something you need?
That does sound like one of Hu Tao's antics.
Самый большой фонарь. А! Воздушный шахмат, да. Да тут чао, ту-ду-ду-ду.
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pestering him?
There might be other reasons.
Smart guess. Huh? There's more to it? It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the guardian yakshas. You know, just to be sociable.
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. Humans couldn't escape from the torment of the plague, nor could they escape death. The Adepti vanquished the demons, the Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible for purifying the diseased and sending off the spirits of the dead. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented further incidents from happening.
That's right. 1 point for the consultant. But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him.
Беспокойство за кармы. Так. Зритель китайский аэростат, как бы Смит. Охо-хо. Сяо наверняка много общался с Хутао на тему ошейнения ее клинической базы. Как же Хутао пытается заставить деда раскориться?
You know him pretty well, huh?
This matter is out of my control, so I need to be cautious.
True, but I've kept that in mind too. That's why everyone here today is in one way or another acquainted with elemental power. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as we dine together. There won't be any lasting
А, да, это с ним тусить нельзя, он же радиоактивен,
But I
я забыл.
didn't expect there to be so many people.
There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Demons. We're not feeling anything unusual so far. Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy, so he's probably the most resilient.
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh? What?
Морковку.
I'm siding with Chongyun. I saw that too.
Ha.
You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that, he'd definitely make you eat all your carrots.
Huh? Guoba would do that? Is he that uncompromising? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba used to be the
О, она уже всем рассказала. Неплохо.
It sounds like you've heard the rumors.
Почему какой-то тихий, все в порядке? Не привык к таким большим компаниям.
I'm doing fine. Not long ago, before Lantern Rite, I met an old friend. Thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before.
Рада слышать, то, что не будешь есть, можешь отдать Пайман.
Wait, what?
Как собаки. Что, ветер?
Seeds of story, brought by the wind.
And cultivated by time. Did Paimon just unconsciously complete the thing?
Пайман? Раскрытие персонажа?
That voice. Could it be?
Ты наверняка угадала.
If I'm not mistaken, there's someone knocking at the door. Don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go welcome our guest.
No such
need. I'm coming in.
О да, о да. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
You finally let me in. Hello, hello.
Fuck yeah!
If we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter. Old friends and new. Happy Lantern Rite.
Колдун пришел. Неплохо, неплохо, неплохо. Да, да, да.
Oh, it's the tone deaf bard.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever he goes. It looks like we're gonna be friends. Fate has brought us together, so come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them for another set of cutlery.
Ты его не пригласила, что ли, заранее?
This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising sun. She no doubt is the one with the most authority here. Whoa, these dishes look amazing. Is it really okay for me to join in? All right, I'm digging in.
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genu?
Мистер Джиньюй? О нет, он сейчас выдаст псевдоним Синьцю. А, тот же писатель же, да? Если не ошибаюсь.
Yep. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan of Genu's works, aren't you? I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention.
Спалил его.
I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genu's new novel as thoroughly as I could.
Venti, you're being too humble. Considering your poetic talent, your fundamentals are way more impressive.
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
Взгляд Венти. Это мем. О, шикарно. Так, секундочку. Это надо в наркоманию закинуть. Здорово. Чё как? Мой Дани Пенни. Похоже, Сяо его знает.
Yes, yes. Monsters become more active than usual as we get closer to Lantern Rite. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago when I happened to run into this.
Танюшка, здорово!
You've already forgotten? I'm a bard. Remember?
Чатик не коммент, что-то похудел сильно так. Я похудел? Да нифига подобного. Это иллюзия пространства. Тут искривляющая линза на вебке. Она такая вот... На самом деле такой... Нужна вентилевая реакция капы. Тут сейчас забыл, я бард.
And bards go around singing wherever they like.
Oh, right. And this bard was performing in Dihua Marsh.
Что он там делал? Тут перепьет, он устраивал представление.
And it made me feel relaxed and at ease. I couldn't help but stay and listen.
Thank you for your patronage.
Вот как, ясно.
I understand now too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It's a pleasure to meet you, new friend.
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything unsatisfactory, let me know anytime.
That's very considerate of you.
No wonder. Only a boss as savvy and reliable as you would be able to hire such an impressive consultant.
Oh, you're too nice, Venti. Not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across the stars and the land, and there's nothing throughout history that he doesn't know. From the sophisticated way he speaks, it's hard not to suspect that he could very well be an adeptus in disguise.
Хутао, хорош ходить по грани. Такой типа, да fuck.
Shao, you're an adeptus. Do you think it might be possible?
Такая типа,
Sorry, I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in that matter.
Really?
Да ладно. Да ладно. Да ладно, да ладно.
But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable.
Пайман, просто подыграй.
Huh? Xiao's a warrior. He doesn't come to the city very often, so it's...
Да блин, Бась, мы-то знаем это, естественно.
not know anything.
Really? I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli before.
Mm.
The guests in the tavern talked about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's finest tavern, ordered a cup of hot tea with the most complex name.
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed is a musician like
Обмен
yourself in
любезностями.
Mondstadt. I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the best bard in Mondstadt.
Вкусы у него очень изысканные, он бухать просто
You're
любит.
making me embarrassed. I would say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run-of-the-mill sometimes. There's one I heard a while back that went, the old house is renewed, welcoming the spring breeze, awakening old memories. The
Неплохо.
meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative, and there's a distinct lack of literary
Отсылочка.
I think so too. The composition needs a little jazzing up.
Лицо новых игроков представили, спрашивает Басмит. До этого нужно было пройти квесты, а если не пройти, то им там водную же дадут быстренько. Так что, скорее всего... Ну, типа, камон, да who cares about новые игроки? Это для нас, для старичков, да? Пукельпикек, Пукельпикек. Кто Пукельпикек? Кисен. Мордусы.
If I were to give it a go, I'd make it an old melon on a vine, a new flower that grows fine.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has a nice ring to it.
You have great taste, Venti. I was afraid about you. Let's shake hands.
Так, и ты узнаешь его что-нибудь там, да? Я бы не стал shake hands.
Hey, Shincho! Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some well-written ones. I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I couldn't tell the difference between those two.
I don't think it's your fault.
Chongyun's right. It's not our fault.
Прямо учись, пригодится для противных прозвищ. Чего? Века, если не двигаться, он меня не заметит. Ур-ур-ур. Ур-ур-ур. Пойдем на кресле засядем. Ур-ур. Ур-ур. Пекубо, пекубо. Не понял, по-пайму учись.
Oh, you have a point. But speaking of, why is the Tone Deaf Bard here? Are you here to take part in Lantern Rite too?
I heard that Liyue will be hosting a Lantern Rite music festival this year. As a musician myself, how could I possibly resist the temptation to come take a look? Or listen. Getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking inspiration, don't you think?
Но ведь праздник не был запланирован заранее.
As for the Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stone Gate the other day. The Iridescence tour has finally been held successfully for once, so I had to congratulate him.
Спасибо тебе, он, наверное, был очень рад. Потому что он его сюда и направил, как бы, да.
Don't think anything of it. By the
Мы
way,
еще не поняли.
I was watching as you entered Shinyue Kiosk, but no one seemed to notice me. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or that a certain someone deliberately ignored the sound of the wind?
А он там типа стоял рядом? Я просто не обращал внимания. Он, наверное, стоял рядом с шатром, можно было к нему подойти? Или типа нет, это просто, ну, залочено.
Whenever Lantern Rite comes around,
Я его тоже не видел.
Liyue Harbor becomes bustling with activity. People are all busy watching the lanterns and strolling around the shops, and they might just go travel somewhere on a whim. It is rather difficult to predict another's whereabouts. The festival is in full swing and proceeding smoothly, and we're all gathered here with friends, new and old. This is no doubt a wonderful occasion worth celebrating. To come together with all of you at the beginning of the year, one can't help but be filled with joy. In a moment like this, I propose we raise a glass together. In my case, tea in lieu of wine.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. That was exactly what
Чё
I
это
wanted
сяла
to
там?
say. Now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that, did I? We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt, but since Mr. Zhongli insists on drinking tea, I'll give a toast with tea too. Everyone, thanks for the treat.
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, I hope everyone enjoys the food and drinks. May this year be better than the last. Considering that everyone may have other matters to attend to later, sticking to tea seems like a good idea.
Osmanthus wine.
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts. Should we?
Сяо.
What's with the urgency?
Ты наелся? Хочешь прогуляться? Я объелась. Можешь прогуляться со мной?
Sure.
А что такое? Типа ему что-то высказать
Have you
надо?
two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air after a meal. Helps with digestion.
Paimon will come too.
Ты же еще не доела.
Yeah?
Не переживай, мы скоро вернемся. Забавный способ избавиться от Паймон.
Don't forget to come back.
Чего там гнала, что никогда больше я тебя не отставлю? Ой, оставила. Так, погоди.
It seems like our new friend is an expert in wine.
I deserve no such praise. I only drink for fun. It's nothing compared to your expertise. I'm glad we're only having tea today. What if I got drunk and said something nonsensical? I'd surely become an object of ridicule to someone I've just met.
No such thing. I wouldn't dare disrespect the director's guest.
You're not allowed to leave Paimon here alone. To be honest, Paimon's worried about saying the wrong thing.
Да не особо. Ты все время ляпаешь чуть не то, так что ты явно не волнуешься.
Did you talk about anything interesting before we started the meal? Anything fun I missed out on?
Oh, we were talking about cooking. Mr. Zhongli told us that he went on a trip to Qiaoyang Village the other day and got a hold of some uncommon ingredients.
Qiaoyang.
Chia seed oil and sesame oil.
Это который деревни пока что нету, который?
Oh, no wonder he left his post for so long that day.
Видимо,
Those
анонс.
ingredients would be difficult for anyone else to find. I guess I'll need his help next time as well.
Qiaoying. Тут ЦМЦ. По дереву на границе спыляется. Ну вот, да, по которой уже говорили несколько раз, что там какой-то чай офигенный растет, вся фигня, но нам ее никогда ни разу не показывали. Вот, ну, как вариант здесь, потому что здесь есть проход между горами, да, или как вариант, соответственно, где-то тут.
There's no need to exchange blood.
About you and Venti. Could he be a partner in your family business?
That's right. You know how my family is. A lot of business secrets can't just be divulged at the dinner table.
Ah, just as I thought.
Let's depart. You go ahead.
Типа, не дергайся, у меня пистолет в кармане.
Are you all right?
Это я у тебя хотел спросить.
It's hard to describe.
Не бывало раньше на таких стычках.
It's not that. There were those among the Adepti who loved gatherings and idle chit-chat. Sometimes they would call up a few others for a drink. Even I got dragged along to their
Он видео не
gatherings.
привык ругать, все так я
The
подозреваю.
Adepti all have their specialties, making most of them proud and arrogant. Everything they say is straight from the heart. It never
Да.
gets too complicated.
Дело в лжи.
But this time,
Понимаю, это все Джун Ли тебя смутил. Это...
that's not what I meant.
Ну и Венти
Or
тоже.
perhaps I should say Rex Lapis is really good at adapting to human life. You could say that he actually enjoys doing so. And that's something I might never be able to do.
Тебе не нужно постоять за другим, просто будь собой.
That does sound like something you would say. No matter. I know my circumstances. Whenever I think of the ordinary conversations I've had with you, it feels strangely novel.
В хорошем смысле странно.
Yes. The parlor director went out of her way with the invitation, so it was difficult to turn her down. I had made mental preparations before agreeing to come. She told me that all the guests today would be acquainted with elemental power, and I knew that you would be here. But I didn't expect the other guests to be...
Трудно было предложить такое
General
заранее.
Capisis always said that we should live in the present and enjoy every pleasant surprise.
Гений обезьяна? А,
Perhaps that's what I should do
вспомнил.
with what I'm feeling now. But I think he meant designing clothes for those around him. The clothes were intricately designed, but inconvenient to wear. Brother Bosacius never tried to hide his distaste in front of him. Rex Lapis did like his designs and even collected quite a few. The outfit he wears now was also designed by General Capisis himself. I never saw him wear this during the war. I didn't expect him to start wearing it later.
Oh, here you are. I'm not intruding, right?
Да.
You're not. What is it?
Hu Tao saw that everyone's done eating and asked the staff to bring out the desserts. Paimon got so anxious that you weren't back yet that she scarfed down her dessert without the usual slurping and munching.
Ну, раз в состоянии их есть, значит, дела не так
And
плохи.
to be honest, I was kind of worried too. You looked a little restless just now, and I thought you weren't used to the food here and was planning to head back to Wangshu Inn for something Yanchao made.
Не заморачивайся. Сяо, главное, не вздумай использовать на нас леминскату ветра. Чего?
Why would I? Anyway, let's head back.
Видимо, какой-то его прием. С чем вдруг-то?
Please wait. There's another reason why I came looking for you. Here, take these. I brought them for you.
Almond tofu?
Yup. Since the Masterful Chef's competition, you could say that Yan Xiao and I are not only competitors, but good
То
friends
есть
as
то, что
well.
сказала, надо ли туда идти
We
за
visit
едой
him at
ему?
Wangshu
Нет, не
Inn
надо.
sometimes
Ага,
to
ну вот его
discuss
еда.
our cooking. I heard him say that the esteemed guest on the roof loves nothing more than a good plate of almond tofu, so I learned a thing or two about the dish from him. I'll be honest, before Hu Tao invited everyone, she secretly came looking for me, told me about the guests she planned to invite, and asked me for some suggestions on what she should order.
Как совпало-то,
So
а?
I made a few servings of almond tofu for you guys in advance. Take them as a token of gratitude for your support. When I told Guoba that I was making these for you, he started eagerly running around the kitchen and helping a lot too.
Спасибо, Сянлин. Гоби тоже
Thank
спасибо.
you for the trouble. There was no need to...
Это легко. Как же Хутава хочет деда сказать, чует, но не знает. Хе-хе.
I'll take them. Thank you. And Guoba too.
You're welcome. Oh, the almond tofu I made probably tastes and feels a little different from the type Yanxiao cooks. Please let me know if there's any improvements I should make.
Okay.
That's all. Alrighty, we should head back now. We can't keep Paimon waiting.
Ну вот, не договорились с ним. Ха, такие стоят. Поодаль. Приветствую, собственно говоря. Привет. Спасибо. Скоро заканчивать будем.
Promising Paimon you'll be
Мы падаем быстрее 0. У тебя просто с восприятием времени проблемы.
How could you say that to Paimon? In that case, besides having no sense of time, Paimon will let you know what having no sense of fullness looks like.
Она точно архонт времени. Шутка про восприятие время. Восприятием синтеза.
Your dessert is all Paimon's.
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No worries, we're all just chatting here. There's no serious business to take care of. Whether we're chatting outside or inside, it's all the same.
Учись у Хутао, Паймон.
Paimon's too busy eating to talk to you.
Even though we're all well acquainted by now, I think this festive gathering deserves something ceremonious.
Oh? Is this some local custom?
Nope. This is something I made up so that good luck will be on our side, that's all. Spontaneity is the best choice to make here. Let's use this incense burner on the table. It's been lit for so long now that the incense is running out. I'll leave refilling and lighting the incense to the most distinguished guest among us all. Lighting the incense will signify continuous growth and prosperity in all our endeavors in the new year.
I see. Perfect symbolism, as expected of Hu Tao. And speaking of the most distinguished guest here today, I'm sure we all agree that it's Mr. Zhongli. I'm not very familiar with the details of his past deeds, but chatting with him has been a real eye-opener, even for a bard who has traveled all across the world. If knowledge were a form of power, one could even say that you're a wielder of unlimited strength.
Такие господи,
But
Венти,
when
что
it
ты
comes to
несешь?
having a way with words, the notable bard is certainly one cut above the rest. I just happen to have a good memory. It is such an unexceptional skill, yet you made it sound like an unparalleled talent. I am truly impressed. Since we all get to nominate someone...
Так, я ж бубон.
I think it's only fair that we let the parlor director light the incense.
Huh? That won't do. Don't flatter me just because I'm your boss. We are looking for the most distinguished guest here. As the host, I shouldn't be involved in this discussion at all. Now that we've enjoyed this table full of delicacies, how about we let our one and only chef here do the honors?
Так не наш готовил, я так понимаю.
Is this really the way this works? I didn't cook any of these dishes.
It's not a big deal. Just look at her. Xiangling, the disciple of an adeptus, the stove god's best companion, the winner of the Masterful Chef's competition. The only heir of the famous One Mean restaurant. A good old friend of mine. There's no better choice.
Так, чуваки, вы перебарщите с монтажом. К слову, хорошо, что тут Гоба нет, то, видите, может, какие-то там вьетнамские флешбеки вы случились.
Why does Paimon feel like we're back at square one again?
Еще одни имею в виду.
Please stop! You're making me embarrassed. If we're looking for a distinguished guest, surely the second son of the Feyun Commerce Guild counts. It's one of the largest commerce guilds in
Монтаж
Liyue
фишка
Harbor.
Хутавы и можно.
Huh? Don't get me involved in this.
Oh, not a bad choice. With the Commerce Guild's young master lighting the incense, we're all sure to make a huge sum of mora in the new year.
That's not how it works. Making a fortune is indeed a fine wish, but it's of lesser importance than good health and happiness. Which means we should choose Chongyun, the skilled exorcist who keeps everyone's home safe.
Все друг другу подлезали, окей. В итоге подлежат нам.
Now you're nominating me? I can't be the one when we have the conqueror of demons right here. Adeptus Xiao has the most seniority among everyone here today. We should...
I refuse. I am most certainly not the most distinguished guest here.
Он хочет убить Джун Ли.
You should all be able to make the right judgment based on your observations.
О, нет.
One person here is well acquainted with everyone else.
Что? Очевидно. Такие все. Ага, да. Анимация ж гулебена.
Oh, that's right. Even though you're always mocking Paimon, you're still pretty popular with other people.
Саш, привет, спасибо за рейд. Мы сейчас заканчиваем уже. После этой сцены, скорее всего. Не только я здесь всем знакомы, но и Паймон. Ну ты, разумеется, ты можешь увидеть ее в зеркале. Ах, он твое имени все-таки. Виту это ГМ. Хорошо. Приятной игры.
Without a friend constantly by your side, a long journey would become dreadfully lonesome. But once you have someone there to brighten up the atmosphere, everything along the way will become lively and vibrant too.
Ah. The traveler has traversed many nations and left behind a great deal of fascinating stories.
LOL.
But without Paimon, they would have become quite monotonous. Paimon plays an indispensable role in making your journey a happy and smooth one.
You guys,
Так, представляю себе.
praised like that. Those were genuine compliments, right?
Ну, конечно, ты лучший компаньон. Ему так и будет. Чё, Саш, это... Пойти-то не собираешься? Ну, то есть, ну, не удалось на предыдущей неделе, окей. How about later? План все тот же. Конечно, лучше компаньон.
You made Paimon wait for a long time, but Paimon's not mad anymore.
Да, давайте попробуем. Ну все. Чтоб ты не забыл, в конфе я напишу. Сейчас ему наберу. Окей, хорошо, давай. Вот, ну и если вы сегодня до вечера укажете время на следующей неделе, то будет очень круто. Что там, какие-то у меня ограничения есть на следующую неделю? Кроме понедельника, дня, никаких ограничений. Все. Так.
Don't take everything to heart, Paimon. Friends tease each other all the time.
All the time.
That is indeed true.
That means Paimon is as important to the traveler as Guoba is to me.
Looks like we've come to an agreement. Any objections before we proceed?
I trust the traveler's judgment.
Then Paimon it is. And now, the world's most excellent traveler's greatest companion, guide, and friend. Paimon will be refilling and lighting the incense for us. Here you go. Take the match and don't burn yourself. But if things go really wrong, here's the 2-for-1 coupon.
Ха-ха. Два краба. Одного неуклюже зажигает. Ага, не переживай беседы по душам на самом ночь. Я думал, анимацию покажут хотя бы. Ну окей. Когда все как следует навиделись и напились чая, пришло время прощаться. Напились чая. Кокосовая коза.
It's getting late. I won't take up any more of your time. You're all free to go as you please.
Еда и десерты были восхитительны. Спасибо за угощение, госпожа управляющая.
Yep, the tea was amazing too.
You don't have to go all polite on me. Just remember to come when I invite you next time. Let's see. It's dark out, so I'm going to accompany Xiangling, Xingqiu, and Changyun back home. As for the rest of the guests, I'll leave them to our consultant.
No need. I'm headed towards the harbor to meet a friend on the ship. There's no need to trouble one such as Mr. Zhongli. I think you know the place I'm talking about. Come meet me anytime. It was great getting to know you all. Let's meet again when the spring breeze begins to blow.
Bye. Oh, we should write poetry together sometime.
Not enough.
We'll catch you all later then.
Им понаедине поболтать же, ну камон.
Don't forget to return to the parlor later. There's something I need you to do.
Understood. See you later.
До свидания.
Well then.
Rex Lapis.
Just Zhongli will do. I live as a mortal in Liyue Harbor now. I am just one among many who begin work at sunrise and retire to rest at sundown. If we were to consider status and seniority as Zhongli, I should be respectfully referring to you as Adeptus Shao.
Heaven forbid.
Адепт Сяо, думаю, не стоит его дразнить. Почему? Потому что он не адепт или что? Не понял. Посреди улицы такой властелин камня. Вообще, да, беспалево.
Not you too.
I meant what I said. I heard that during the Lantern Rite Music Festival, you conferred with Streetward Rambler and Cloud Retainer. I take it as you've gained a lot more knowledge about the past? The same truth will sound different coming from different people. As more bear witness to a story, feelings and interpretations expand in variety too. I once had a pleasant chat about the past and present with a Sumeru scholar named Soraya, and learned a few things about her research topic. From the evidence she found and the conclusion she made, her area of research is already very close to the truth. But there are multiple sides to humans and gods alike. In the legends recorded by humans, some gods were depicted as arrogant and condescending, while others were kind and capable.
Тут я задумался, а не могла ли Нахида вселиться в Сараю и общаться с Джунли таким образом, и он, может быть, сейчас отсылается к тому, что он с другими архонтами поддерживает связь, например, с Нахидой. Но это было бы слишком круто, и как-то много тут усложнений.
But whether to me, Streetward Rambler, Cloud Retainer, or younger adepti such as Shao and Ganyu, those adepti and gods that may seem extraordinary to humans, are something more akin to close companions. This was as true back then as it is right now. Just how Shao may seem unapproachable to most, but the Traveler has proved otherwise. So there's no need to dwell too much on certain things.
Zhongli, what you're saying is...
It looks like you understood what I meant. Ah. The director asked me to accompany you on your return, but I don't think you'll need my protection. I'll be taking a walk around and admiring the night scenery. After that, it'll be time for me to go back and meet up with the director. Goodbye for now.
Bye, Zhongli.
Bye-bye.
Everyone's gone now. Paimon always feels a little empty inside when a lively celebration ends. But at least you always stay by Paimon's side. No. Paimon got it mixed up. Paimon, the best and most distinguished travel guide, will always stay by your side.
Мне придется не раз потревожить вас просьбу, почтенная.
Good that you're aware of that. Shell, is there anything else you want to do? We could take you on a tour of Liyue Harbor.
No need.
Секундочку. Так, блин, надо заканчивать. Уже чуваки едут. Так. Сколько осталось времени, Алинса? Надеюсь, что все.
But it's time for me to leave. The events of today occurred so abruptly. I appreciate your kindness.
Где-то Гоба в народном выборе, Нинка и Байдо, он главное почти сверху, себя, где обычно в гостинице, Венти сказав на Алькое, больше не находил. Пару фаз у них еще будет. Да, все, конец, вышел еще просто микродопки. Блин, что, сейчас, сек. Сразу чутка проберусь, чтобы потом уже еще до последнего можно было стримить. Кубок? Кубок. Кубок. Кискинсы. Ну, в общем-то, все. Так. Ценю вашу доброту. А еще должак рядом с театром теней стоит. Ага.
Okay.
Не стоит нас благодарить.
I'll see you next time then.
Пум, и он исчез. Так.
Quit following me. Fury. Behold. Too slow.
Hey, don't tell me you called me over for just a game of chess.
You have to be more specific, Captain Beto. Is it that you find playing chess an uninteresting activity? Or that you're unhappy about my lack of novel ideas? If you don't specify what you mean, how could I know what I should do to please you?
Of course. I make a single remark and you reply with a full-blown lecture. Maybe we should deal with all official affairs publicly in the future. It might just make things easier.
I'd be perfectly happy with that. I'm just worried that Captain Beto's business might be negatively affected.
Don't give me that. That woman from Yenshang Tea House sometimes comes aboard to ask for information. She requested the fleet to import some goods, but how could I not know who she's actually working for?
Oh. You sure know a lot, Captain Beto. How about I ask her to come over? Or maybe we go straight to her tea house. With one more person around, we'll be able to have some variety in our chess games. I hope that would be less of a bore to you.
So, we're still gonna play chess after all.
Венки с Кадзухой, я подумал об этом, что он с ним тусит, но подумал, типа, а чё вдруг? А когда они с ним познакомились-то? Когда успели? Когда в Надзуме был этот самый поэтический вечер, или что там, как его назвать? А Джунли и Гоба, это, конечно, круто.
The vegetables are fresh, and there are enough wheats and grains stocked up.
Обсуждают готовку.
I'll pass on the seafood. Oh, it's you. We meet again. Surprised to see me here? It's the director's orders. Xiangling worked all day and night at the restaurant during the festival. and didn't get to have any time to enjoy the festivities. The director sent me here to help out in the kitchen, so that Xiangling will have some time to herself. But with someone as hardworking as you around, there seems to be nothing much for me to do. It feels good seeing my old friend in the kitchen, fetching ingredients and lighting fires. Perhaps I should borrow Cloud Retainer's Supreme Cuisine machine to speed things up.
Нет,
You'd
натуральная
still
готовка.
prefer to make them by hand, but of course.
Наверное, немножко грустненько видеть, как твой, ну, типа, друган превратился вот в это. Так. Сяла, где выше гостиницы, венчественных на Алькое больше не находил. Ну, где-то должны быть явно Джун Ли, этот, Синьцу и остальные всякие чуваки. Нет? Не думаешь? Побегал, но больше не находил. Понял. Они на печеру пустят. Синьянь Юньдинь. Привет.
Okay, now I need to get a move on and write my next song.
Listen to you. You only just fulfilled one lifetime dream. Are you really thinking about your next goal already?
Don't try to tell me you ain't the same way. I bet you've already thought up a name for your next opera, haven't you?
You know me too well, Xinyan. The Adeptus Seeking Voyage. How does that sound?
Oh, man!
Man! Демцов, здравствуй, кстати.
I've also got just the finishing line for it. I'll close with, and the celestial melody echoed through the clouds forevermore.
Celestial. Саян. Мискликнул. Такие. Тут нас засосало.
Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent.
Скажи, я шоу.
Yes. When I heard the music coming from up in the clouds,
Блин, у него будет
I was
миллион
so
диалогов,
stunned I
да?
could barely think or move. I felt like it had a special kind of hold over me. Or maybe it was the adeptal power within the music. And the ensemble at the end was truly sublime. I felt like I would have started to cry if I hadn't been one of the performers on the stage.
Ага, ясно.
Magnificent!
Типа на
Well,
будущее.
Lady Ningguang, the Tianquan of the Liyue Qixing, has invited me to visit her again at Yujing Terrace to discuss a long-term collaboration plan. I do hope everything goes well and that we have more opportunities to collaborate in the future. The next time we have another performance, you'll have to come. I will save the best seat for you.
Okay.
Magnificent!
Скажи о деве.
I have already given her my thanks in person. This is what she said. It is only natural to lend a hand when we see someone in distress. The wonderful music you brought to Liyue is worth far more than gratitude. Truly, I felt so honored. But I've also made a decision for myself. I will strive to create even more wonderful, original music for this era. Our era.
Круто, ну, типа, собственно, зачем пришел, затем то и получил. За вдохновением.
Too slow.
Squall Fury!
Behold! Quit following me.
fury.
Нет, я подумал, что другим будет, но нет. Окей. Так, а что там? А, понял.
Too slow.
This is such a cool ship! Facing the sea breeze and gazing out at the soaring
Ты же на нем уже плавал.
makes me want to sing out loud! Kazuha, how about I stay here and be the ship's resident bard? What are my prospects?
With your level of artistic finesse, I'm sure nothing will go wrong. But I'm afraid the sailors aboard are not the most versed in the arts. They probably wouldn't understand the deeper meaning your poetry holds.
You can't say that for sure. Poetry is spur-of-the-moment creations. Anyone viewing the same sights and experiencing the same atmosphere would surely understand. There's a port in Mondstadt too.
Понял,
but
Гансорт.
I rarely get the chance to board any of the ships. Speaking of ships, everything's perfect about this one, except... Kazuha, could you tell your captain that my height says nothing of my age? I'm way past drinking age. How often does one get to enjoy a seafood feast on a ship? It'll be a real shame if there isn't anything stronger to
Он
enhance
хорош, но
the
нет
food.
бара.
Pretty please.
Тизер порта
There's
Бондовского.
not much I can do about
Ну,
that.
как будто бы он
It's
должен
not because
быть,
Captain
да.
Beto's not on the ship right now,
Там
but
какой-то
because
маленький
there's
причал
no room
самого
for
города есть и
negotiation
все.
on this matter. Even I have to sit in the no drinking zone every time.
But I don't get drunk after just a few sips. Trust me, I can hold my liquor really well.
Такой алкаш. Секундочку. Опа. Ну, стоял, ребят, короче, that's it. That's it. Все диалоги не увидим. Тизер порта Мондовского. Да, прикольно. Спасибо, что смотрели. С вами был Скэтом. Приходите еще. Это был Genshin Impact. Может быть, сегодня после персоны, может быть, заскочим по фразловиям, пока еще есть возможность. Вот, до встречи, господа. Пара-па-па-пи-пу-пам, пи-па-пу-пи-ки-па-пу-пам, па-пу-пи-пам.